Unlock ancient wisdom, the simple Tibetan secret to healing fatigue and finding inner peace. Tibetan saltwater remedy, end chronic fatigue and boost energy for 50+ adults. Hey there, friends, and welcome to Meaningful Living. I'm so glad you're here today. Who among us hasn't felt life's weight, experienced energy draining away, and struggled to shake off persistent exhaustion? What if I told you there's an ancient, surprisingly simple practice that could help you rediscover your vitality and inner calm? Stick with us because today we're diving into a powerful Tibetan secret that has transformed countless lives. Let's get started. Episode 1. The Hidden Ache and Disrupted Flow. Have you ever felt your body ache without a clear reason? Everything seems normal, blood pressure's fine, tests are clear, yet you feel your strength slipping away. You wake up exhausted even after a good night's sleep, as if your soul is a bird caught in a cage. This isn't just your imagination or a sign of aging. In Tibet, they call this a distortion, a disruption of the harmonious connection between your body and spirit. You won't see it on an X-ray, but you'll feel it in every step. And this is where the centuries-old practice of Tibetan monks begins, not merely as a ritual, but as a form of protection. Salt, when combined with water, becomes a filter, but only if applied correctly. Episode 2. Water as a conductor, salt as the key. Tibetan monks believe the human body is more than just organs, muscles, and bones. It houses the elements: water, air, fire, and earth. When one of these falls out of balance, illness can set in, bringing anxiety, helplessness, and aches that wander through the body. It's then that you need to restore the connection. One rarely spoken method is as simple as breathing, yet it's been used for centuries in secluded Tibetan schools, hidden from outsiders. Even those who expected nothing were amazed by this practice. All you need is a small bucket of boiled water. But here's a crucial detail: the water shouldn't just be warm. It must be precisely 104 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius. Not by estimation but accurately. In this practice, water isn't just a liquid. Tibetan texts call it a conductor between your body and what you've forgotten about yourself. And salt is the key. A pinch of ordinary salt, dissolved in the water, transforms it into a bridge between the outer and inner, between the fatigue you feel and its true, deeper cause. Once this bridge appears, your body begins to release effortlessly. Episode 3. The Power of Intentionality. But the most important element isn't the water or the salt itself. It's how you do it. Not in a hurry, not mechanically, but with mindfulness. When you pick up the bucket, pause for a second. Simply think about what you want to release. It could be exhaustion, irritation, or pain. Only then should you pour the water over yourself. Don't just rinse. Feel the water move across your body, carrying away what has been holding you back. You don't need to invent anything. Just give yourself this moment. Could be the beginning of something truly new. It's surprising how many people who tried this felt an immediate lightness, as if something inside them had unclipped, had been set free. They couldn't explain why, but they knew it worked. One man shared how he did this every evening. After a week, for the first time in years, he fell asleep without sleeping pills. In 2 weeks, he started waking up before his alarm, free from anxiety, heaviness, and the back pain he'd grown accustomed to. This isn't magic, it's restoring balance. And if you feel your body is tired, your soul is quiet, and your desires no longer bring joy, perhaps it's worth a try. Not because you blindly believe, but because you long to remember what it feels like to be truly alive. Episode 4. Precautions and Preparation. Not everyone is ready for this water though. Tibetans warn that if you perform this practice mechanically without awareness, it might not just fail to help. It could intensify what is hidden. Salt, like a mirror, reflects more than just light. It can bring to the surface everything you've deeply concealed. Anger, fear, old hurts buried so deeply you've perhaps even forgotten them yourself. That's why, before each pour, you must always pause, take a breath, and ask yourself one single question. What do I want to release? One woman recounted how, after such a practice, she suddenly burst into tears. Not from pain or fear, but simply because for the first time in many years, she felt herself being set free. It was as if someone embraced her from within, as if she finally allowed herself to simply be, without expectations, without a role. She couldn't explain it. But that evening, for the first time in a long time, she didn't turn on the TV or look for ways to fill the silence. She sat and listened to the water dripping in the bathroom. And that silence felt like the most beautiful sound in the world. You can experience this too, but only if you do it correctly, unhurriedly, without fuss, as if performing something deeply sacred. Because it is sacred. Not a task, not a ritual, but you, your body, your weariness, your life that you've been postponing. Episode 5. The Technique and the Gates of Fatigue. First, prepare the water. It must be boiled. This is crucial as Tibetans believe raw water carries the memory of other people's energies. Boiling purifies it, removing traces of the past, making the water like a clean slate. You might not see it, but you'll feel it. The temperature should be no higher than 104 degrees Fahrenheit 40 degrees Celsius. If it's too hot, it won't absorb the salt. If it's too cold, it won't open the pores. Exactly 40 degrees Celsius is the point of balance. Not comfort, not stress, but a subtle threshold where the body stops resisting, where it finally surrenders and allows itself to heal. A pinch of salt, no more, no less. In Tibet they say, if there's too much salt, you'll start to burn. If too little, the water will be empty. Just a pinch. It must dissolve completely without residue. If a single grain remains, wait, because even one stuck, negative thought can distort actions. Everything must be pure, simple, precise. Place the bucket nearby. As you wash, let it stand there as if waiting. Water absorbs not only salt but the atmosphere, your thoughts, your mood. So, don't complain, don't recall negative things. Let everything you do be in silence. Even if you're screaming inside, let your hands move gently, slowly, mindfully. And only when everything is ready, speak your words. It doesn't matter exactly what they are. What matters is how, that they come not from your throat, but from within. You could say, as salt in water, so sorrow from me. Or, I release, I let go, I return to myself. These phrases aren't spells. They are a key. It must fit your door and only you know what lies behind it. And then, pour the water over yourself, without thinking, without checking. Just trust. Feel the water move down your back, over your shoulders, across your face. It's as if someone is touching you, but not from the outside, from within. And in that moment, everything you couldn't release simply disappears without a sound, without a scene. The next morning, you might feel nothing, or you might feel everything at once. Some experience a new ache in a place that didn't hurt before. For others, a long-standing pain vanishes. Some simply feel lighter for no clear reason, as if the world has softened slightly, and they have become clearer. But if you perform this practice for at least 7 consecutive days, you might notice changes not just in your body but in your dreams. They become different, deeper, clearer. Symbols may appear: water, stones, elders. Someone arrives, someone stays silent. But in all dreams there's one feeling: you are returning. Episode 6. The Neck and Nape, the Gates of Fatigue. In Tibet they believe, the body is not merely a vessel, it is a temple built from memory. Every step, every word, every thought leaves a trace within it. Even if we've forgotten, even if we've suppressed it, even if we no longer want to revisit it, all of it remains in the body, on the skin, in the muscles, in that very spot we barely notice, which ancient Tibetan texts call the gates of fatigue. This is your neck and the nape of your head. This is where unwept tears, unspoken words, and swallowed resentments accumulate. You might think it's just a headache or a stiff neck from a bad pillow. No, this spot remains silent until the very end. It doesn't scream or demand attention. It simply slowly extinguishes the light within. And then you start waking up tired. Then you forget the last time you laughed heartily, and then you simply stop feeling joy. Not because life is bad, but because the channel is blocked. This practice's power is directed precisely here. The salt water, poured over the crown of your head, flows down through your nape, neck, and shoulders, washing away what has accumulated unnoticed for years. Tibetan monks believe that through this place the soul connects with the heavens. And when it's blocked, we lose not only strength but direction, purpose, meaning. Have you ever felt like you're living, but for what? You don't know? Everything seems normal, but you feel empty inside? You smile, eat, sleep, but it feels like it's not truly you? This means you've lost connection with yourself, with life, and no amount of talking or pills will help until this flow is reopened. And it won't open on its own. It waits for you to take the first step. That's why it's so important to pour the water not just for your body, but for your spirit. In that moment, you're telling yourself, I am ready to remember who I am, not who I became, not who I had to be, but who I have always been, beneath all the pain, beneath the fears, beneath the masks, there where you are authentic. The 71-year-old man who started this practice after a long period of loneliness is a profound example. His wife had passed, his children had moved away, and he had almost stopped speaking, simply living in a loop. At one point he even lost his sense of smell. Doctors found no medical reason. But in an old book he found a description of this water ritual. He tried it without much faith, simply out of desperation. And on the 3rd day he woke up and smelled the rain. He wept because he understood, he was alive. Not just existing but truly alive. Because if you can smell the water again, it means you're returning. This is what simple things can do when done correctly. Not because you have to, but because you hear a calling, even if you don't understand where it comes from. Conclusion. Water and salt aren't magic. They are a reminder to your body, to your soul, that you are not forgotten, that you are still here, that you can begin anew, with the first breath, the first drop, the first genuine touch to yourself. And for this reason, in Tibet, such practices are done not just once, but in cycles. For 7 days, 21 days, sometimes 42. But even a single session can be enough to shift something within you, to create a crack in what seemed like stone, allowing the inner water to flow. You don't have to believe. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Just try it once, quietly, mindfully, as if performing an ancient ceremony, because this is a ceremony, not external, but internal. And if, in that moment, you suddenly feel a slight tingling in your fingers, or a strange warmth at the back of your head, or simply a peace you haven't felt in a long time, don't be afraid. That's the real you waking up. Now that you understand how this works, don't rush. You don't need to immediately grab salt and water. You don't need to run to the bathroom to repeat everything. Just sit, listen to yourself, your breath, your body, not to fix it, but to hear it. The essence of this practice isn't in the ritual. It's in returning to yourself, feeling that your body isn't just a shell to maintain. It's a living journal. Everything is recorded within it. Every joy, every betrayal, every silence when you so desperately wanted to scream. Water and salt aren't the main things here. They are just a key, but you open the door yourself. Perhaps, for the first time in a long time, you won't just wash your body but will release what no longer serves you. And you'll feel not pain, not fatigue, not chaos, but stillness, pure, simple stillness within. There, where what was forgotten lives. Joy, lightness, presence, all that never left but simply hid within you. In Tibet, they say, purification isn't a battle against evil. It's a reminder to the light where its home is. And if, after watching this video, you take even one breath more mindfully, make one gesture softer, or have one thought kinder, then you've already begun your journey back. The water and salt will wait for the day you are ready. And when that day comes, remember, don't just pour out the water. Speak to it, thank it, listen to it, because it is from such small details that greatness begins, from a simple touch to your authentic self. Let this practice become not a way to fix something, but a reason to remember. You're alive. And everything you need is already within you, in the water, in your body, in your very being. If you found this exploration of ancient wisdom helpful, please like this video and share it with someone who might need it. And for more insights on living a fulfilling and healthy life, make sure to subscribe to Meaningful Living. We're always here to help you on your journey. See you next time.